It was such an emotional experience for me. She's my elder daughter, or she's getting married, and saw her like a little girl, and when she was playing and all that, and seeing her growing that way. And I was getting a bit emotional, but she laughed and said, "Oh, Mom, don't cry at this moment. I'm not going anywhere, to be honest." So that made me really feel happy, but it was definitely emotional, definitely emotional.
जाने क्यों लगता है यूं कोई है मेरे रूबरू मैं देखूं जहां नजर न आए तू है कहाँ कोई मुझे ये बताए कैसा दिल पे वार किया रे जीना मुझसे मोरा जिया रे जीते जीते मार दिया रे कैसा दिल पे वार किया रे जीना मुझसे मोरा जिया रे जीते जीते मार दिया रे
Since I lost my husband, she has become so mature and she is so close to me now that it's really, really good experience to see her grow like that.
We met at university. One of our friends introduced us. So my housemate was working with her, and he said, "Oh, Raks, you should message this girl." I was like, "Who's this girl?" And he was like, "Oh, she's called Daisy." And I was like, "I've heard of that name before." So I went to Facebook and I messaged her, and I thought, "Do you know what? I'm going to get rejected here." But I didn't. She actually messaged back, and we got talking and stuff. And we arranged to meet up, and I cooked dinner for her. And after that point, we just got chatting and stuff. And from then on, it was just like an instant connection between us both.
We've been together, some time now, but really got to know each other on a deeper level, maybe more recently in the last year or two.
We went to Belgium, and we had this conversation about internet chat rooms. And she said, "Do you remember what your username was on Yahoo Messenger?" And I said, and then she said, "Yeah, it was something like Hot Days 2K." So then we actually logged online, and it was her. It was me and her. So we'd actually met when we were 14 years old. 10 years later, we went to the same university, and we met there as well. So I think, like fairy tale story, basically. It was cool.
I knew it eventually she will select somebody and she will be getting married, and yeah, that's the experience of any mother.
Mum's been like my rock for the last couple of years. We've planned this together, really.
She did tell me straight away when she selected somebody, she was meeting him for a couple of months just to assess him and how he is and all. So I was a little bit uneasy. I said, Daisy, you didn't tell me before, because Rakesh was very, very quiet and wasn't opening up in the beginning, but he was such a quiet and decent boy. Straight away I said, yeah, Daisy, you have selected a decent one.
I should be marrying her, I think, instead of Raks, but yeah, I think we just looked at each other in a moment of, oh, it's really happening.
सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी,
सम्मी मेरी वार, 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 मैं वारी आनी सम्मी सम्मी मेरी वार, मैं वारी आनी सम्मी
गिल्ली गिल्ली बनी नी समिए, गिल्ली गिल्ली बनी नी समिए, पैर संभल के उतारिए नी समिए, पैर संभल के उतारिए नी समिए, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी आनी समिए, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी आनी समिए.
We've known her for about 5 years, so Rakesh used to bring her around to our house and we used to feed her as a daughter, and she used to cook all the meals. When she came down, she used to cook all the meals for her, and she used to like her, like the meal and everything. So that's how we got to know her. We were surprised. We thought, oh, that's good news. You know, that was the main thing. We knew that at last he's getting married. We were pushing him for many years to get married. And finally when he said, oh, he said, thank God he's getting married at last.
जट्टा दा कमिटमेंट लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट स्टैंप मार के पेपर विच विल करदा ओए
Do it my way, नहीं ते highway, इनको फर्क यारों की पैंदा. Whiskey, whiskey, born whiskey, यारा दाही मान whiskey, सुपरची करने हो तो होर बंदिया.
पंजाबी तितली ना पटे इजली यार वही वही उंगली पे नचाउंदी ए पॉइंट ब्लैंक ते एनकाउंटर कर दी यार वही वही जब लक मट
she wanted a sunset wedding. There was no other way to back her off, you know, so.
No one can do an Indian wedding like Indians. It's just, you know, the atmosphere, everything's much easier to do here, you know.
India has a very strong, like, spiritual presence about it, and I don't know, like, there's something very significant about it in terms of, like, its natural beauty, but also there's something underlying there which we can't really perceive with the five senses, but I know there's something there and it kind of touches our hearts.
Rather than just making it a long day, let's have a holiday out of it and bring all the family members together. And for both of us, it's the first time each of our families have been on holiday together.
Like, to see everyone here, like all our friends coming over, and they're absolutely loving it, and I think everyone's been pushed a little bit outside their comfort zone.
Every time people said, oh no, come and do it in India or get it done in Manchester, a lot more easier for me, but that's our dream wedding, which he worked for it really, you know, so.
संग बैर लगाया ऐसा रहा ना मैं फिर अपने जैसा हो रहा ना मैं फिर अपने जैसा मेरा नाम इश्क तेरा नाम इश्क मेरा नाम इश्क तेरा नाम इश्क मेरा नाम इश्क तेरा नाम इश्क मेरा नाम तेरा नाम मेरा नाम इश्क ये लाल इश्क ये मलाल इश्क ये है इश्क ये बैर इश्क ये लाल इश्क ये मलाल इश्क ये है इश्क ये बैर इश्क
But our relationship has deepened on such a level. The last year and a half, I'd say, is we've really connected on such a deep level where I feel I've fully understood the meaning of love as far as we can, in the sense that love is not something that you do, it's something that you are. Like, just by you being who you are right now, even if you don't speak, even if you're not sat there, if you were at home or whatever it is that you were doing, that is love. You don't have to do anything. And I feel like every time I see Days, it feels like I've met her for the first time. Now imagine looking at the sky and seeing the stars. Every time I look into her eyes, that's what I see. I know it's quite cheesy, but now I feel like, because we've had challenges, okay, you know, we've explored these fears, and when we've overcome these fears, we've connected on such a deep level, and it fell from the sky. It's been absolutely wonderful. You know, I think we all have a lesson. Like, what I learned from her is I can learn. The relationship we have is the relationship I have with the rest of the world. And I think the marriage doesn't symbolize us coming together. She doesn't rely on me, I don't rely on her. It's almost like we're just dancing together, where she's content fully on her own and I'm content being on my own. Why do I need her, or why does she need me to complete her? It doesn't make sense, where that Daisy is fully complete on her own. She doesn't need anyone. She's that powerful that she doesn't need anyone or anything to make her whole, because she already is. Like you already are.
A couple of our friends very kindly chose some readings, so if everyone would like to take the time to just listen to the words. The readings they chose themselves, but they're very touching and mean a lot to us. So if they're ready, we've got Mike Emery from the UK.
You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. Aye, you shall be together even in the silent memory of God. But let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the wings of the heavens dance between you. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires. To melt and be like a running brook that sings its melody to the night. To know the pain of too much tenderness. To be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully. To wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving. To rest at the noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy. To return home at eventide with gratitude. And then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips.
Generally, by the time you're real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get all loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all. Because once you're real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand.
ना तेरे सिवा चाहिए हर सफर में मुझे तू ही रहनुमा चाहिए जीने को बस मुझे तू ही मेहरबान चाहिए हो सीने में अगर तू दर्द है न कोई दवा चाहिए रगों में रवा चाहिए अंजाम जो चाहे मेरा आगाज़ यूं चाहिए तू चाहिए शाम सुबह तू चाहिए हर मर्तबा तू चाहिए
just an experience. It's bringing families together to share that moment, you know, or several moments. There's an unbelievable amount of love in the build-up and in the actual, you know, wedding that I've experienced the last couple of days.
For me, I think marriage is not, it's not about like the coming together of two people. I think it's the coming together of two souls who have liberated themselves from each other and from any sort of physical attachment to the physical world. So rather than it being something like where, you know, you rely on that other person for your happiness, it's more that we've broken away from needing that person. So even though me and Daisy are really close, we don't rely on each other. It's almost as we're individual, but we're whole within ourselves. We're just kind of enjoying this dance together. I think it's more along the lines of helping each other to grow spiritually and helping each other overcome like challenges that we're experiencing through life, rather than it being about you need to do this, you need to do that, you know, the man does this, the wife does that. You know, I think it's more than that. I think it's a coming together of the whole world, becoming one with the universe, as I'd summarize it. Yeah.
She knows her roots and she knows what the values are. So I have no need to advise her at all. So she knows what she's heading for, really. You know, so yeah, I'm quite confident this is going to work, you know.
Be happy, stay together, do what both together. Don't do it separately. You know, decide if you want to do life, what you want to do it together. Don't just decide on your own.